In looking at the 5E lesson plan, overviewing it, for the content standards, we used the history social science for grade level 1. It was number 1.2, and that was students compare and contrast the absolute and relative locations of places and people and describe the physical and or human characteristics of places. And the substandard that we actually used for the entire lesson was HSS 1.2.1, which was to locate on maps and globes their local community, California, the United States, the 7 continents, and the 4 oceans. This really tied into our learning objective because you use the substandard, of course, and it really tied into it mostly through the class activities that we ended up doing because we did 3 class activities that ended up being in large groups. So we split the class into 3 groups, and they would work through each activity with 10 of their peers, and they would work through that together. Then, when the time was up, approximately like 15 minutes, then they'd switch to another station. And then they would do the same thing and work over another activity, and they would each pertain to locating on the map their local community, California, United States, 7 continents, and the 4 oceans. And the level of blooms that we used was understand. I think our lesson as a whole was pretty well executed. Going through all of the E's, engagement, I think engagement was really well done, and that's mostly done by Shastina. She really worked hard on that section, and it really shows that she really worked that hard because she really did include the hook, the student interest. She included how it's teacher centered, how the teacher facilitates, how you introduce the topic. She just did a great job there. For Explore, we really went over it pretty well too. We went over how the students will be collaborating, how it's a little bit more student centered. The students' questions are going to be found here. The explanation is also pretty well done. I think this one, I don't know, we kind of struggled with this as a group a little bit. Um, that's one of the areas that I would want to redo or relearn too about like explain and extend and elaborate. These 2 E's were a little bit weird to implement into our lesson plan. They were a little bit awkward. We just didn't really know exactly what to do for the extending and elaborating, like what exactly what was required of us. But for evaluation, I think that one was pretty straightforward. And evaluation was my category that I worked on the most. And this, I really enjoyed making the sample assessment sheet that the teacher would be using throughout the course of the class, and how evaluating the students and giving them a concrete grade would actually affect what exactly you would show during student teacher, I mean parent teacher conferences and stuff of that sort. It's really great to have these types of things present for those purposes, and it's great to be doing an assessment already, like an actual formative assessment. Overall, I think the lesson plan was pretty well executed on our part, and I think we should all be pretty proud of what we've accomplished as a group. And that's basically it. Um, Thank you.